All right, guys, and welcome back to my channel, Action Creature. It's been a long time, and none of you guys have seen my face before, so face reveal. And this is my friend Charles here, and we're here today to talk about a bunch of drama that's been going on in the Godzilla community, more so like the Facebook groups, but I guess it's widespread. Apparently, the Godzilla community is really toxic, and we need to work on it. We need to work on ourselves to make ourselves better for the community. It's Godzilla's fault. Like it's nobody else's fault. It's Godzilla. He made us this way. We're toxic. So there we got a few videos lined up for you guys that we're just gonna kind of watch and react to. And we'll get started with that after Charles introduces
Yeah,
himself.
yeah. I'm Charles. My channel is Haugen Kobo. Same on Twitter and Instagram. I mainly just do like model kit buildups and the occasional review. I haven't posted in a while, but this is a topic I'm very passionate about. Mainly about the way that it's being handled, and we will get into all of that. So after we see the video that was addressing this topic.
Yeah, we do have our gripes, and we will let you know what they are, most definitely. Let's see, which one are we starting with? This one. Okay, so here we have our first video, and I just want to start this off by saying, like, I don't have any personal issues with this girl here, Kaiju Kim. She seems cool. I haven't watched many of her videos. This is, I think, probably the first one I've seen. What about you, Charles?
Same. Yeah, definitely.
I think I have seen her on Collect All Monsters though, and she's pretty cool. Cool Godzilla fan. No issues with that. It's just kind of like the argument she's presenting, I have a little bit of an issue with. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and just start the video here.
I've been feeling some type of way about the Godzilla fandom as of late, and I've been wanting to talk about it.
Me too.
By pure coincidence, as I was getting ready to make this video, former Godzilla YouTuber Alyssa Charpentier revealed on social media exactly why she stepped away from the fandom.
Okay, so this is pretty much what started everything right here. So we can kind of just go through this post, I guess. She's going to go through it as well, but she's not going to cover everything. So pretty much the TLDR is like, she's feeling like there's a bunch of dudes that are, sexist, and they're all being weird towards her, PMing her, stuff like that. And maybe we should just like read the post itself. What do you think, Charles?
Yeah, I mean, we can. It's quite a read. She's got a lot of points, so
yeah, it is a lot. So I think we'll just let her kind of explain it, because she does go in and explain it. So
and
a year ago,
I'll pull it up too, and we can hit any like major topics that we want to. I'm gonna pull it up now.
Okay, yeah. First of all, I wanna just say the title of this video should probably be "The Internet Sucks."
Yeah, literally.
Now, I wouldn't say Alyssa and I are like super duper best friends or anything, but we have had conversations in the past. And a matter of fact, she's been on this channel a few times, 3 times to be exact. Needless to say, she and I get along pretty well. So I reached out to her to ask for her permission to share her Facebook post in this video as kind of like a jumping off point for my thoughts. And after she granted permission, she then went on to tell me something that made my blood boil. And yes, she gave me the go-ahead to share that as well. So let's dive right into the post, shall we? Alyssa starts off by saying she will not be going to G-Fest or doing interviews and stuff on Godzilla-centric channels, and then she lists 5 reasons why. I'm not going to go through the entire post. I'm just going to read like a few key points. Reason number 1. To be frank, a lot of sexism/sexual weirdness in that crowd, but I've been targeted implicitly or directly by people for my sex for far longer than I'd like. which had been an ongoing theme since I was a teenager. Yes, a minor. I received lots of inappropriate messages from men as a kid, was idolized for looking a certain way, and treated/referred to as that girl Godzilla fan, despite producing a body of content that didn't revolve whatsoever around my appearance, femininity, etc.
All right. So, what do you think about that? I mean,
I understand where she's coming from, but simultaneously, it's like I'm trying to think of like the best way to word this without sounding like a piece of shit.
I mean, I think she's valid, you know, like it does
Yeah,
suck
no, absolutely.
that happens to her, you know. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say like that doesn't happen, you're fucking lying. Like
No,
I would never say that. It does suck. It's unfortunate she feels like she can't go to G Fest anymore and you know, just wants to distance herself from Godzilla, the community completely, which is unfortunate. But I think there is a way to handle it. I mean, there's two options, right? You could expose these people and try to make the community that you're in better for yourself to get the bad actors out, which I think if it was me, I would say I would do that, but it's hard to know if I really would being in that position because there's just a lot of drama that would go down if you did do that. And you could face backlash too from these dudes. So you don't know. It might be a scary position for her. So I get not exposing them and just I was gonna say the other option is just removing yourself from the situation, which I think is valid. You can do that too.
Yeah, I feel that there's an old saying of like be the change that you want to see.
Right.
And stepping away from the fandom, fine. Like that's okay. You know, we've had friends that have done that. And it's fine. Like if it's something that you no longer are passionate about or you don't want to be involved with anymore, absolutely. But simultaneously, if it's something that you are passionate about, then you're doing yourself an injustice and not fighting what the wrongs that you see. You know, if you just don't expose the people that did this, if you just let them go off and do it to others, then how are you any different?
Right.
And I know that's like a harsh take and it's like a brutal thing to say, but it's true. It's
because making that post is actually like it sounds mean, but it's not going to change fucking anything.
Yeah,
you know?
and also like if you just wanted to step away from the fandom, then just step away from the fandom. Like making a post like that, I just feel.
When was this post made? Because apparently she did step away and just didn't say anything. Which
I'm honestly not sure. I couldn't find it on Twitter.
Yeah, here, let me go back. I think this is her Facebook.
It looked like it was on X. That's what it looked like, but I do not see it on X.
So 21. She took this screenshot. It says 21 hours ago, so it must have been pretty recent. I don't know anything about this girl, but apparently, like people have been asking and wondering, like where she is. So I guess she did take a hiatus, and then, you know, Kaiju Kim reached out to her and was like, "Hey, where are you?" And then maybe that prompted this post. I'm not sure, but
yeah, I just I feel like if you have no intention of fighting what's happening and you just want to step away, then there's no reason to make this post. Because like making this post is very confusing because it's like obviously there's a part of you that doesn't like what's happening, but then there's another part of you that doesn't want to change anything. So I understand like, and another thing too, if I went into a fandom that was predominantly female, if I went into or feminine, if I went into a I don't know, vintage purse collectors group. Yeah, I would not be treated very well. And that's just a fact. So it's like,
right.
I understand that it's not right that would happen in either situation, but like this is something that is almost implied in the involvement to begin with. It's something that you probably knew was going to happen, though, especially the that girl Godzilla fan quote. That really got me. It's like you are, you know, unfortunately the minority like in the fandom. There's like a handful of, you know, female influencers that are in the fandom, and then there's like a shit ton of like male.
You could
So
count
it's like
in hand how many female influencers
exactly. And
there are.
the thing is as well is that anytime that you want to become involved on a public level, you have to learn how to distance yourself from these kind of people. You know, giving them attention like this and doing that kind of thing gives them strength.
Right.
So
like Ariana Grande, imagine her DMs. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't even read them. None of those people do. And it's like,
yeah,
you know, if you wanted to take a more, just have like the fandom be more private and to yourself, fine. You know, that's respectable. Most of us are like that. But the moment that you step out into the public, you do open yourself to scrutiny. You open yourself to harassment. You open yourself to all kinds of things, you know, and that's on either side. Like there is no sex, gender, whatever that is specific to that. It just comes in different forms.
Right.
So yeah, but that's kind of my thoughts on that first area. I'm confused by the intentions of this post.
Mostly valid, I think, but let's see what Kaiju Kim's got to say about it.
Nudity, etc. Okay, first off, the men who sent her those inappropriate messages are disgusting. The fact that she was a minor makes it worse. It just boggles my mind why people would act like this. They see a pretty girl, and then their immediate reaction is to try and get in her pants. That's not okay. The fact that you are attracted to someone does not give you the right to do something they're uncomfortable with. And what do you think? So
call them out, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Call them out.
Everything that she's saying is like, any normal human is going to agree with you, but what's being done about it? Where's the action to stop it? Instead of just, you know, talking about it and ranting about it, what's being done? Where are the names of the people that did this to her when she was a minor? Where are the screenshots of the text? You know, I just, if you're going to make allegations like that, then you need to have receipts, because unfortunately we live in a time where people react on emotions more than they do logic. And again, I would never discredit what somebody went through, but in my opinion, everything in this post is conjecture until I have some type of evidence. That's just how it works. It's not provable beyond a shadow of a doubt. So I'm not going to take it to heart, you know, that it's an epidemic as it's being treated.
Right. Yeah. And we have no idea of scale of the situation, because like it would be one thing if, let's say, she's in Godzilla collectors group, right? And there's probably, I don't know, a few thousand members in there, and she's gotten like 100+ DMs from people in that group. That would be crazy. Like, okay, that group probably needs to take action, you know, against those people. But if you're just saying like, oh, this is a problem, then it could be one person that just really rubbed her the wrong way. And I'm not trying to minimize like whatever kind of nasty stuff they said in the DMs. It's obviously not right, you know, especially her being a minor at that point. And still, even now, it's not okay at any time point. Like unsolicited shit is not okay.
I just don't understand how you can sleep at night, you know, having something like that happen to you, and then not doing about it, and knowing that they're doing it to other people.
Right.
I don't.
Well, it's the same thing with, you know, like people coming forward like with crimes and stuff. It's hard. It's not an easy thing to do.
I 100%. I agree. But if your desire is for change, unfortunately, change is not an easy thing to accomplish. And just talking about it is not going to do anything. Unfortunately, people have been talking about this for millennia, you know, so, and it still happens. That's because there's not enough action that's being taken. There's not enough things that are being done about it. You know, it's like if I if I saw something like that, I would report it instantaneously. If it was something that was really egregious, like to a minor, I would file a damn police report. I would do anything that I could, and then I would publicly post it and do everything I could to ruin their life. I mean, I know that sounds awful, but the fact is that not doing anything is enabling, and that's just the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Was going to happen? What did you think you were going to accomplish by sending messages like that? Like, what is it doing for you? Dear people.
I mean, what is this video accomplishing so far? Nothing really.
Bringing awareness, as if any person in any fandom isn't already aware of the problems.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can ask like anybody, like cosplayer girls, Star Wars fans. Like it's not just Godzilla. That's why I was saying earlier, you know, it should be the internet sucks or people suck.
No, I mean,
Because-
I say bravo to the women that came out against, like, you know, actors and stuff in the Me Too movement. I say bravo to the guys that outed Kevin Spacey. I say bravo to all of the people that took action and made something happen. Even the guy that voiced Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist in the English dub, I forget his name, but you know, he had a bunch of stuff where women were coming out and saying things. Bravo to all of you, seriously. But to all of the keyboard warriors, I couldn't care less.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, maybe people could argue we're a part of that, but we're just kind of saying like, hey, if you guys actually want something to be done, like this is the way forward, not just talking about it. Like, so I guess one thing she did accomplish is, you know, getting us to make this video.
Yeah, no, I mean, and you know, as far as action, like I will show what that looks like after we get through all of these videos. I mean,
yeah, so yeah, later we're gonna put our money where our mouth is, and someone will be called out.
Yep.
So yeah, here we go. We'll just keep going.
Who send messages like this? Next time you see someone you want to have a good time with, take a cold shower. Do not engage with the person. Leave them alone. Messaging them will not do you any favors. They do not owe you anything.
I seriously doubt the dudes in the PMs are watching this video, and if they are not going to take that advice.
No, and I mean,
you need to put them in their place. Like that is the only thing that will stop them, because like let's say for instance Kaiju Kim is dealing with people messaging her and she's getting nasty messages, like unsolicited stuff, right? And she takes it upon herself to call these people out and like go through their messages in a YouTube video and like mock them and make fun of them. Dudes that are thinking about PMing her are seriously going to think twice about doing that, you know, because they're going to be like, oh, she's not someone to fuck with. I'll leave her alone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they do it because they believe that nothing's going to happen. I mean, they wouldn't do it if they thought there were going to be repercussions. And that's the part of the culture that needs to change, is like the awareness of repercussions, and that won't happen unless there actually are repercussions, you know?
Right. Yeah.
So naturally, Alyssa was uncomfortable with all the nasty messages she's been getting, and so she wanted to speak out about it in a video, which she did. And she has confided in me that there were individuals who shall not be named that sent her messages trying to discourage her from talking about it. Essentially,
this is more the same, more bad actors, you know, people that need to be put in their place.
It's a lot of hearsay too.
Yeah,
I mean, and
no
unfortunately,
screenshots, no evidence. Maybe I didn't see that video she put out. I did go to her channel. I didn't find anything. I don't know. She has multiple channels, but
yeah, I mean, at this point though, it's all he said, she said, blah blah blah, and there's no like hard proof evidence. You know, I guarantee you that, and this is the funniest thing, right? If they release the name of even one of these guys, they would be kicked out of the community, banned from G Fest. If they put the name out with the screenshot and the evidence, especially if they were talking to her when she was a minor, I mean, just look at old dude that got banned for life from G Fest for selling bootleg porn. Like, you really think that they wouldn't take the action seriously of somebody that's literally a pedophile? And that's the thing, is like, if you have that much lack of faith in any type of action, happening, then why even make the post to begin with?
Yeah, seriously, those dudes that were messaging her as a minor, I mean, we have no idea what was said, like, to her at that time. But if they're messaging her, and they know her age and they're saying stuff they shouldn't be to a minor, wouldn't you want to like make sure those people can't get into G Fest? Because a lot of kids do go to G Fest.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And it starts with, the average fan today is volatile, disrespectful, and not at all interested in sincere, polite discourse.
Just complete blanket statement right there.
Yeah.
Like, so useless, like the average fan. Okay. Like,
Yeah.
really?
Well, I mean, yes, there are those, right? But they are literally a dime a dozen. I don't know what groups she was in. I don't know what chats she was in. I don't know where she was. But average fan, like half, if not more, that's ridiculous.
And, even if people are arguing with you or they don't like your opinions on things, I mean, that's no fault of, Godzilla himself as, or as a franchise. It has nothing to do with Godzilla. It's just people.
Exactly. And
they'll argue with you about anything, Star Wars or Marvel, DC, whatever.
Oh, dude, you think Godzilla fandom is bad? Go into the comic book fandom just for a day. It is disturbing as hell. Absolutely disturbing. But no, I completely agree. And then also, if you don't have tough skin, then don't get into any type of critiquing. I mean, it's like the one job where you would be, attacked the most. It's like you're asking for. It's like you're putting your hand on the stove and you're getting mad that it's getting burned. Like, this is the one area where you're intentionally doing something as a profession that people are going to disagree with, and they're going to disagree with. If you want to do something where everyone's going to agree with you, being a critic is not it. It's not it, dude.
Yeah, no, like, if you're a critic, first of all, like, and you're making videos about it, the whole point of that is to engage with people and see if they agree with you or if they like your opinions, whatever, right? But obviously it's going to spark debate, and people, people have different opinions.
Debate is healthy.
You can't really get mad that, like, oh, I feel like my opinions are really sincere and no one wants to hear it. Well, it's like, maybe you just had a bad take. Like, maybe people just don't fuck with what you said,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
And I'm sure there's people that do like it. It's just kind of like, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to quit or just push on?
Yep.
Boy, ain't that the truth. She goes on to say, I have no use for people who blindly, mindlessly, and viciously cling to whatever the cool new thing is and launch ad hominem attacks against anyone, women especially, who disagrees. Some of these people spend way too much.
It's just such broad statements, like, you really can't base anything off of them, especially if you're going to talk about the Godzilla community as a whole. Like, I don't know her experience or what she's gone through. Maybe guys are more critical of a girl, like, not liking a certain movie or whatever. But, I'm not going to go to this girl's, like, for example, if she did a movie review and she didn't like -1, I'm not going to go and be like, you're a stupid fucking bitch or whatever. I'm just gonna be like, well, that's a dumb opinion. I love so and so, and I mean, you can have your opinion, but like, I just don't agree with it. Like, just because everyone doesn't agree with your opinion doesn't mean like you're under attack, basically. Oh, hey Charles, can't hear you.
Okay, is it working now?
Yeah.
Yeah, like shut up. No, so we have like almost 20 people in our private group chat, and we all collect different things. We all disagree on things every single day. Specifically, like me and one other guy are always arguing, me and Wyatt. But at the end of the day, like I still love him to death, you know. And he like, despite all of our differences, I mean, we get at each other's throats, but then if I'm going through something, he'll like reach out to me privately and be like, you know, I hope you're doing okay. And he'll send me like a guitar riff that he played of a song I like and be like, I hope this cheers you up. And it's like, this guy and I don't agree on anything.
Yeah. Yep.
Having people that you don't agree with in your circle is such a great thing for bountiful growth. That is like how you develop as a human. If you surround yourself with people that agree with you, then how are you ever going to evolve? And I think that like shying away from what you're doing due to people disagreeing with you is just, it's just dumb. You shouldn't like, you should encourage that and be open to that. And sure, they may be nasty with what they're saying. Ignore those people. But then the people that have good points or they're coherent in their statements, then you should listen and take it in and try to see from their point of view. That's one of the keys to a great critic, is somebody who is capable of seeing from like different perspectives. So it's like, there's nothing wrong with people disagreeing with you. In fact, it's a great thing. You should never surround yourself with a bunch of yes men. Never.
Right. Yeah. Like, you know, Greg, he had sent me a screenshot of someone saying that I'm just a hater about one of my YouTube videos about my Super 7 review or whatever. And the dude was talking crap about me in the comments or whatever, saying I'm just spewing hate or blah, 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 whatever. I was like, I'm just not even going to engage with that, because
who cares?
Yeah. But first of all, who cares? And it's just like, all right, well, he hates me, but he still clicked on the video, so whatever.
Yeah. And there are like billions of people in the world. You're really going to get hung up on one? I mean, It's just silly, dude. It's just dumb. Nobody's got time for that.
Time and energy whining and complaining and arguing and sending death threats to
people. Okay. We actually have some evidence right here. So Jared Krishevsky. Am I going to get messages like this forever, aren't I? Okay, so someone named Giga Killer 22XD sent him this. Congratulations, you ruined a good Godzilla design just because some so-called fans criticize MonsterVerse Godzilla for being fat. Don't you notice how strange a skinny CGI Godzilla looks? Stupid. You really had to design Godzilla thin with the stupidly long arms in a failed attempt to replicate a Showa era and Final War style Godzilla. Bruh. The idiot who approved that design must have consumed 500 grams of cocaine along with 5 bottles of beer. I mean, that dude's just upset with the design.
You know who this is, right? Jared Krishevsky.
Yeah, he's the designer of
New
Godzilla.
He's the actual designer. So like,
oh yeah, I'm sure he got tons of hate.
Oh
for
yeah,
that,
but like, does he like making a post and saying like, this fandom is toxic, Godzilla fandom sucks? I mean, he's doing what he should do. He's showing receipts. He's showing the guy's name, his Twitter handle. He's showing everything. And I guarantee you that, like, if people come across this guy, they're probably going to know who he is, and they're not going to want anything to do with him. He's probably been shunned already. So it's like, this is what you're supposed to do.
And just imagine, like, bro, James Gunn's DMs right now with the new Superman suit. Like, for me, it's growing on me, but I know a lot of people fucking hate it. It's just kind of one of those things. Like, it's the internet. People are gonna say some out of hand shit to you just because they can, and you can't do anything about it.
It's like, did nobody grow up on Modern Warfare servers? Like, nobody grew up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have people like sending legitimate death threats, like into my, they would try like sending me like voice messages and stuff on Xbox Live.
Yeah.
And you know what I did? I fucking reported it and then moved on and played another game. And there you go. Yep. It's like,
all right, let's see what a gay man has to say.
That's a great name.
So, you think this looks good? You must be blind. Like I was being as nice as I could be, laughing at my message, then blocking me just shows how much of a whatever he calls him a
Egotistical
slur,
prick you are.
egotistical prick you are. Shaking my head. He calls him another slur, probably.
He said,
Fuck
"Fuck you
you
and
and
your work."
your work. Your ego is so inflated. It's ridiculous. That's not even that bad, honestly.
Yeah, and something else to point out is like there are millions of Godzilla fans in the fandom.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And how many messaged him? Not the average. Not the average. Not more than half, you know. We got 2 screenshots here, and I'm sure he got a couple more. But like that's not the average fan.
Right. Yeah. Like me, when I first saw it, I didn't really like it, but I wasn't like, let me go find the designer and attack him on Twitter.
Yeah,
It's just like whatever. Hopefully it grows on me, and it has. It's all right. Not my favorite design, but it's unique.
yeah, it's my favorite MonsterVerse design, but I don't really like the MonsterVerse. I just I don't know. I like stylized shit. So
yeah, for me it's 2014 because it was just that first new look for Godzilla, and then ever since then it's just kind of slowly evolved until GXK. Then they went wild.
Godzilla on all fours trumps all, though.
Yeah,
that I need a figure of that or a kit. I don't care, whatever.
Sure, one will come one day.
People who worked on the movie because Godzilla is pink? Really? I look at these people and I'm just like, I can't imagine having that much energy to spare on something so insignificant. Maybe that's because most of my energy goes into fighting with my brain to get off the couch and do something productive. But like, there are so many things happening in the real world that are worth getting angry over. Why are you letting yourself get so angry over something that's not even real?
I feel like she's lost the focus.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. She's
like,
kind of just going off on a tangent here.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, yeah, people are gonna get mad about the design. Like, think about '98. People are mad about that too. Shin Godzilla, whatever. Like, people are gonna get mad about it. It's their hobby. Like,
yeah.
If they don't get mad about it, they don't care. Like, or they could be really happy about it and tweet all the time. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. I love the new design. Or they could be like, I fucking hate this shit. Change it, whatever.
It's literally impossible to please everyone. That's just a fact. Like,
I know, it's just like, why even care that people are hating? Like, who gives a fuck?
Yep.
I'm in my 30s. I'm in a point in my life where I basically just don't care about stuff like that anymore. Like, I see people getting so worked up about Godzilla runs like a human and Godzilla's spines are different than they were in the last movie, and I'm just like, I don't care. Just put Godzilla on a big screen and I'll.
So you don't care about like the Godzilla stuff itself, but you care about people complaining about it. I just find that weird. I feel like it'd be more productive to care about the movie itself and like the intricacies than the complaining about it.
Yeah, no. And I mean, she's saying that there are more important things to worry about in life, but yet she's worried about this.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just,
yeah, the thing she's bringing to light, with Alyssa and all that. I mean, sure, that's valid, and it's important to care about that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But yeah, caring about haters talking shit, like,
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about like caring about getting DMs from people saying "fuck your design." Who gives a shit, man? Nobody cares.
Yeah,
I'll be happy most of the time. I still love Godzilla, and I always will, but it's not my life. It's just something I enjoy, and I actually enjoy, whether you like it or not. Reasons 3 through 5 mentions pseudo-intellectuals who try to insist ridiculous things about Godzilla that aren't true, so they look virtuous and smart on social media, wanting to.
That's just like gobbledygook to me. I'm like, what is that even supposed to mean?
Yeah, I don't understand what she's saying either. I mean,
Like, so because people have like pretentious takes, you don't want to be a fan anymore, or not a fan, but you don't want to interact with any of the fandom. I don't understand that.
yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense.
To be known as herself and not as that girl Godzilla fan, and fandom politics. Well done, Godzilla Fandom. You scared off one of the sweetest, most wholesome people on the internet. I completely respect and support Alyssa's decision to step away from the fandom. In fact, I have been thinking of doing the very same thing. I mean, I'll probably still put out a video here and there if I feel like it, and if I feel like interacting with the non-crappy side of the fandom. I've been fortunate enough to not have as many negative interactions as Alyssa has had, so my patience hasn't completely run out yet. But I am getting pretty sick of y'all. I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm talking about
The fuck you say?
the crappy side of the fandom that I'm done with. Like I said earlier, I'm at a point in my life where I just don't care about this stuff as much as I used to. And in light of that, this year's G-Fest will probably be my last.
I just don't understand. I feel like it's so dramatic. Like, bruh, really?
I hate it when people do that shit. It's like the guys that come into the groups and they get shit on or for like a stupid opinion, or they just don't get interaction like they hope, and then they make a big post about, well, I think it's time that I leave, and I was hoping this group would work things out, but blah blah blah. Why?
Right.
Why? Like what? Why? It's just, it comes off as an intention gimmick. I hate to say it, it's the fact though. That's how the majority of people view it. It comes off as you seeking attention. Like, you could have just stepped away and never said this. You could have just made a short, little tweet or something and just said, "Hey, I'm not going to be posting as much." Boom. There you go. Like, I just don't understand why there's this inclination to run away when you could be the change that you want to see. I just don't get it.
Yeah, like I don't think I'll ever walk away from the fandom or going to G Fest. I mean, it's really fun going to see all your friends and just talking about Godzilla all week, and you're just gonna drop that because, oh my god, someone's hating on the Godzilla design on Twitter. Like, who gives a fuck? Just enjoy what you like. It's not about the people that like Godzilla. It's about you yourself, your experiences with Godzilla and being a fan and just enjoying your hobby. If you need to have all the fans like be all nice and happy and like it's like a heaven all the time, then your focus is in the wrong place. Like, don't care about that. It's not about that. It's about Godzilla. It's about watching movies, collecting the toys, or watching versus battles, whatever you do, whatever you like that makes you enjoy Godzilla. I don't get
Yeah,
it.
and if the opinions of a few jackasses or a few weird remarks from a handful of people has more of an impact on you than seeing your friends that you only see once a year and experiencing that kind of an event, then you shouldn't have gone in the first place. If that has more weight than your friends, then what are you doing? Like, you shouldn't have been in this fandom to begin with. I just like, I would never allow a few online internet trolls to like make me not want to see my friends. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
They shouldn't have that much power over you.
Mhm. I don't want to say that she shouldn't be a fan. Like, definitely not trying to say that. I think that's too far. It's just I just question why you care so much about that, Kaiju Kim. And I'm not personally attacking you. I don't know you. You seem cool. We're just having a discussion through YouTube right now. So if you want
Yeah.
to respond or even come and talk to us, I'm completely open to that.
Not only because of the state of the fandom, but it's also getting really expensive. Like, I'd like to have
Yeah, that is facts.
That is true.
money left over to pay my rent and my bills, and it's a little hard to do that. paying for flights and hotels and, you know, the G-Fest tickets. Yeah, honestly, the only reason I'm going this year is because of the few good people in this fandom. I am very much looking forward to seeing.
That's the reason you should go every year, to go
Yep.
see your friends.
Exactly. That's what I
Like
was
if
saying.
you're
Yeah.
if you're walking around the dealer's room alone, like, okay, you know, you're there enjoying Godzilla or whatever, but man, it's so much more fun if you got friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the reason to go for the people you care about.
My boys, you know who you are, and I will definitely make the most of this G-Fest because I probably ain't coming back. Well, that's all I had to say.
You're coming back and you're gonna like it.
You can subscribe if you want. I make stuff occasionally, and sometimes it's entertaining. Thanks for watching.
No problem, Kaiju Kim. If you see me at G Fest, feel free to say what's up. I got no
Beat you
beef.
up. She gonna beat you up.
Yeah.
No. No. I mean, she seems like an incredibly, nice and genuine individual. I just would like to see, and not just her either. Like just in general, I would like to see more concrete proof and evidence if any type of like allegations or blanket statements are made. I just need to see that it's happening rather than be told that it's happening. So, like, as an individual, she seems amazing. But as for the delivery of the message, I just think that it's just going to stir things and it's not going to affect change if there is no breadcrumb trail for us to enact any change. Talk to Alyssa. If you're in contact with her, if you're watching this video, and I would encourage you to encourage her to out these people, and I promise you they will not be welcome.
Right. Yeah, and another thing too is like, if you guys have names and if you are watching this, me and Charles are pretty much friends with like every Godzilla Facebook group admin. Like,
Yep.
would you say, like, at least in our group chat, like the 20
Yeah.
people, like we have reach. Like,
Yeah, to thousands of people.
Yeah, Thomas
Yeah.
Lee, he's like a big admin for a lot of the groups.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an admin in the Monster Arts group. I own the Trendmasters group. Charles, you have a kit group.
I have the Monster Garage Kit group that I started with Gonzalo and John Heyman and Nikolai Ponchi, Falcone Ponchi, and I also started the GCU, the Gamma Collectors United, which Thomas is also an admin in there.
Right.
So right there, it's like 2,000 people alone and growing each day.
And we're in Collect All Monsters, stuff like that. The only thing I would say we don't have any reach in is like the Godzilla fan groups, the groups that are just fucking massive.
Yeah, those are like mainly spam and crap though.
Yeah, pretty much. But Kaiju Kim had a lot of toys behind her and stuff, so I'm just assuming, and maybe that's the kind of crowd that they're catching some flack with, that, and yeah, maybe just on YouTube in general or email, stuff like that. But if it's Facebook groups, hit us up, because yeah, maybe we can help. But moving on here, so this is where the waters get a little more treacherous with this video from Matt Frank here. He's got some stuff to say about it, and yeah, let's go ahead and just get into it.
We got to talk about it.
We got to talk about it.
It's going to become a meme, dude. Straight up meme.
I
Your
do want to say,
coming in to welcome you into the office for the third time today.
I do want to preface this and say to Kaiju Kim and Matt Frank, I watched both of your videos to completion. So when I'm skipping around, I'm just skipping to, the parts I want to get to, like our talking points. But I did watch all the videos in completion, and, obviously nothing personal against you guys. This is just, conversation, not attacking y'all in any way. But yeah, we'll What do you got to say, Matt Frank? Let's talk about it.
So G-Fest is right around the corner. It's less than 2 weeks at this point. I always look forward to G-Fest. It's a great time. And it's a fun community. And in my experience, the people who go there are wonderful. The attendees are wonderful. We have a great time. Everyone is so sweet. Everyone I talk to is super sweet. Everyone I interact with, the majority of the people I interact with online are super cool and super nice.
So right off the bat, Matt Frank is kind of making it seem like this is an issue, like a big issue at G-Fest, which I can't speak to. Like, I had no issues when I was there, but you know, it was the original discussion kind of was like kaiju fandom as a whole, but he's kind of taking it as like, seems like he's taking it as like, oh, this is a G-Fest problem. So I can't remember if he elaborates and thinks it's a bigger scale problem, but I guess we'll see.
I think it comes down to the fact that we, as humans, it seems we tend to focus heavily on negative things more than positive things. You know, it's like that scene in True Detective where Woody Harrelson's character Marty is saying, you know, I spent all that time wondering when the good times were going to happen until I realized that they had already come and gone.
Yeah.
And I think that like the bad things are way more impactful. So they go under a microscope and they kind of like outshine the good things. But I do think that like the bad people or the bad eggs or whatever are the vast minority. Honestly, honest to God, that's what I think.
Oh yeah, of course. I think that too. I mean, you know, so far we watched one video and we only got 2 Twitter DMs as evidence.
Yep.
From 2 people. So
Nice. I've curated that list because I have been in the online Godzilla fandom for a very long time. Like since 1995 when
it kind of feels like we're being punished right now.
So he's doing something that I just want to get.
It's like a psychological thing.
No, I want to make sure that I get this right. What the title of it is. What is the name of it? Okay, this is something called the appeal to authority paradox. This is a paradoxical statement or series of statements that you can use when you are gathering evidence for an argument. And appealing to authority is like what he's doing right now, where he's saying, I've been at G-Fest, I've curated the list, I've been in the fandom for 30 years, I've done this, I've done that. And what he's doing is he's buttering up whoever's watching it to think that he is a voice of authority in the fandom, and therefore, you know, what is authority? Authority is a superior. It is somebody that you are not supposed to question, somebody that you're not supposed to go against. So he's setting up his entire video from the beginning to where he is going to try and implement a way that you cannot debate what he's saying. You cannot question what he is saying because he is the all-knowing, all-seeing deity. And this is a classic, like paradoxical way to start an argument. If you try to basically gaslight people into believing that you cannot be questioned. But anyways.
Right. Yeah. No, yeah, that's a great point and a good thing to actually point out, because like now if people do watch this video, maybe they'll when they do watch Matt Frank's video, they'll think about that and be like, okay, let's just disregard this and see what he actually is saying here.
Yep.
Dad brought Netscape home. And I typed in Godzilla and I found Mark's Godzilla page and Barry's Temple of Godzilla, and I was on the Monster Zero forums, and I've had just lifelong friendships.
Oh yeah, well, I was on Toho Kingdom forum. How about
Hey,
that?
if anybody wants to see Toxic, just go to Toho Kingdom. I was on Toho Kingdom back in like the fucking like 1999, dude, or
Oh
whatever.
man,
That was
yeah,
like
you
the
definitely,
very early days.
yeah, you predate me. I got on there.
When did Toho Kingdom start?
I
I
don't
actually made a Godzilla forum when I was a kid. It was
really.
called Zilla World.
That's cool. Yeah, I know. I got on there pre Godzilla 2014, so
1999 is when it was founded, dude. I'm technically
you're an
an
OG, bro.
OG. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
when
used to go on
you know
there.
how on Toho Kingdom, like on under everyone's profile, it says how long they've been a member for.
Mhm.
Dude, yours would be 25 years if you still have
Shut
that
up.
account.
Shut up. I do not have that. No, that was like, dude, I was literally a kid, and I was going on there in 99, 2000. I was going on there because if I remember correctly, a couple of the Heisei films hadn't come out yet, or they were at least very hard to find stateside on VHS. So I
Mhm.
was like going on there and like looking stuff up, and
Yeah.
that was around when Godzilla 2000 happened, and I was like trying to get all the information that I could. So I was like scrubbing the forums and listening to wild theories about what was going to happen. Yeah,
Bro,
but
I check Toho Kingdom every single day for new Monster Arts news. Like when I was a
really,
kid, yeah. That was like my source of information. So I went to the Monster Arts thread. I had it bookmarked like on my home screen and my phone. Click it every day. I'm like, is there gonna be a new figure? Oh no, just people arguing. Fuck. Yeah.
That I've gotten out of this fandom, and this fandom is instrumental in kickstarting my career.
Yeah, Matt Frank's art is awesome. Just want to say that. I mean, he's got some
Yep.
good stuff.
Absolutely.
And some people do not have that experience. They do not get to say that. They get treated poorly. Usually, it's because of nothing. More specifically, because they're women, or gay, or transgender, or not a white dude who passes for straight. Yeah, I'm not straight. All the way.
All right. So we're starting to see like where his video is heading here.
Yeah.
Yeah, take it away.
it's going into I mean, he hasn't even gotten to the line that I kept quoting today in the chat. So,
Right.
but I'll just say that we are now going into another generalization and another blanket statement and another thing that honestly goes against everything that this is supposed to be fighting against. But that's what I'll say for now, because it's a quote later on that needs to be discussed.
We'll unpack that another time, but recently there's been a conversation that has come back up again in the fandom, and it's important to have this conversation when it comes up, because there are people who, like I said, have had a bad time and have decided to leave the fandom. Godzilla YouTuber, former Godzilla YouTuber, Alyssa Charpentier, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, apologies if I'm not, made a post on social media stating that she was going to be walking away from the Godzilla fandom. The primary reason being that a lot of dudes were being really gross to her. And that's not good. Then Kaiju Kim made a video following up on that, herself stating that she's getting kind of tired of the fandom and is deciding that maybe she's also going to take a step away. Donnie Winter, friend of the show, just also made a follow-up video standing in solidarity with these women, that if it is their choice to leave the fandom, to walk away from the fandom, that is their prerogative. They're well within their rights to do that. The fact that they have to, that they feel that they have to, is what's frustrating. And it is not their fault. That is the fault of people who have treated them poorly, especially the gross dudes, the gross men who have been treating them poorly and have been sexually harassing people like Alyssa, as well as the people who stand by and don't say anything. I have for a long time advocated.
How are we supposed to say anything if we don't know who they are?
Exactly.
Are we just supposed to be like Alyssa's mods and monitoring her DMs? Like,
yeah, we don't have telepathy. My name is Charles, but my last name is not Xavier. I cannot read people's thoughts, and I don't know what's going on. So how are we supposed to address something that we don't physically witness? I think that this entire message is already misguided. The message should not be about inaction, but rather action.
right.
And perhaps inaction is happening because there's no action from the victims. And sure, like, it's not easy being a victim of anything, but it's going to happen to others if you do not take action. I know I've said that like a million times, but if you do not take the reins of what's going on and go through the proper channels, no change will ever happen. You know, all of the great movements of this time period, the civil rights movement, the gay marriage movement, everything else, these people did not just sit idly by and just kind of say, oh, well, you didn't know this was going on in my personal life. You didn't know that this person was harassing me in my private life, so you're the problem. These people took action, and they protested, and they did the proper channels until eventually change happened. So I don't think that the message should be that normal people are to blame for something they don't know about. The message should be that if you are aware of it, you should take action.
Right, exactly. And that's what his video should have just said, basically, like, hey, this is going on. If you know about it, or if you're someone affected, come forward, please. And if you're not comfortable, come to me, which I will grant him. He does say that, but he just says it in the context of like, oh, if this is happening at G-Fest, come to me. And I don't know. It kind of seemed like a threat, like he's going to do something about it. But I don't know. Maybe he just meant like he's going to comfort them and talk with them or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, very well said, Charles. You're so eloquent.
For the fact that the Godzilla fandom, like any niche group of people, like any niche sub-community, is a microcosm of humanity itself. It's a vertical slice. Everyone is brought together generally by this one unifying factor, but you get all the baggage that comes with all of those people who all come to this thing for different reasons. And a lot of people, you know, who come to this fandom and have these unique voices, who tend to not be, you know, straight white dudes. I'm sorry, guys, that's what this is about. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. Those voices get
So you're the problem. Well, I guess he's not the problem because he said he's somewhat gay, but
yeah, well, it removes any type of responsibility on his end.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, to start this off, like, I met Matt Frank at G-Fest last year. We had a great conversation. He was very kind to me. I was asking him for advice on getting into the comics industry and all this other stuff. So I just want to preface this by just saying that, like, I don't think that he's a bad person, and I think that his intentions are good. I just believe that what he is saying, and those words specifically on this topic specifically, are incredibly dangerous and problematic. Predatory behavior does not know race. It is not bound by race. It is not bound by ethnicity. It is not bound by economic status. It is not bound by sexual orientation. It is not bound by gender, sex, sexual preference. There is no restriction to it. And this, when you group up the entirety of these predatory behaviors into a single group of straight white males, that is such a problematic and horrible thing to say, because you are discounting everybody that has experienced these exact behaviors from people that do not fit into that general bubble. And I posted something on this video in the comments mentioning this, and he didn't respond or anything. He responded to a lot of the other comments, not mine. Mm-hmm. And I brought this up now. And another thing is, you're saying that the problem is straight white males. Where is the evidence that it was straight white males that did this to Alyssa? Where are the receipts? Where are the pictures? Where are the profiles? Where is the evidence? For all that you know, they could be of any ethnicity. They could be whatever. You don't know, and you're not providing anything. And what you're saying is complete and total conjecture. Is discounting everything that other people have experienced that does not fit into that. And I have no qualms about speaking on my own personal experiences in my life. And, when I was 8 years old, I was raped by a man, a Latino man. And I have no problems with saying this. None at all. I don't care because it's something that needs to be talked about. And the guy ended up in prison. I told my parents. It was all traumatic. It led to a lifetime of mental illness problems. And Matt's statement here, what he just said, completely discounts my experience. It's telling me that my experience doesn't fall into this group, and therefore it is not valid. And I think that this is a dangerous, dangerous precedent to set. This is the opposite of being inclusive. This is exclusive, what you were saying. And you are casting a shadow on a group of people where the vast majority of them are decent human beings. So you could have easily said, instead of straight white males, sexual predators. There you go. You could have said that. You could have said that. And that alone, it would not discount.
Or just creeps online,
Yeah, it does not discount anybody's experience. It does not qualify or disqualify the trauma that others have gone through. It does not take away from anything that they have been through. And what you're saying here, unfortunately, people that follow you, and this is a responsibility that comes with having a big following, and you do have a big following. And what you're saying here is going to be taken to heart by a lot of people who unfortunately are what's the word? Impressionable. And they're going to hear that. And they too are going to generalize because it is coming from your voice. Any type of fame comes with the responsibility of the influence that you have. And what you said disturbed me. It upset me. Like I said, I don't think you're a bad person. I don't think that you have ill intentions. I think that you were trying to do what you believe is right. But I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and speak out and say that this is a very problematic statement. And
yeah, really well said. And, powerful too, Charles. Like, it's a big thing to just share that. And, it just goes to show that this video is just completely out of touch. Like, guys, there's a problem in the community, and it's straight white dudes. Sorry to say it, but yeah, you're the problem. It's like, come on, man, really? So I'm the problem. Charles is the problem. We're the problem, I guess. We need to fix ourselves because we're straight and white, like you just said, Matt. And it's just,
it doesn't matter that we're not sexual predators. That's what he's saying.
It's honestly, I don't know if that's racist what he said, but it is kind of like, does come off that way.
Yeah, no, I mean it's it's prejudiced. It's very prejudiced.
Right.
That would be the proper word. And if you get mad at me for saying that, look it up in a dictionary.
Right.
That's what it is. It's taking a group of people and casting a negative light on them due to the way that they were born, you know,
Now,
and their
yeah.
choices. Like,
Now, yeah. Now, do I think Matt Frank is racist, or am I calling
No.
him a racist? No, obviously not.
I
It's
don't.
just,
Yeah,
yeah, obviously not, Matt. That's not at all what I'm trying to imply. It's just like that statement in itself. I don't think you understand like what you're actually saying with that.
yeah. I think that
Because if he had said like, guys, there's a problem in the community and it's black people, he would be canceled. He would no longer be doing art for Godzilla anymore. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and like, you know, and like I said, I don't think that he's coming from a bad place. I think that he genuinely cares and genuinely wants what's right. But even, you know, what is the old saying? The path to hell is paved with good intentions. I mean, I'm not religious, but that statement applies to life too. Good intentions. I mean, people in war, the Nazis, a lot of them probably had good intentions. So just because you have good intentions does not mean that you're incapable of like messing up, goofing up, doing something that is questionable, making the wrong decision. It's human nature. So like I don't think that he's doing this to inflict pain. I think he's trying to do the opposite of that, but I just don't think he understands the impact of like that statement and what that implies and what that means.
Nazis had good intentions, Charles. I don't know if I can associate
Amen.
with you.
Look,
I'm joking.
they thought that they were doing what's best for their families and their minds and their reality.
Right. Yeah, they're brainwashed.
Exact. Look at North Korea, modern example right there.
Yeah,
it's sad, but it happens.
Silenced, especially when they say, "Hey, there's a problem. I'm having a bad time." And instead of being supported and told, "I'm so sorry you're having a bad time. What can we do to help?" by enough people, there are people telling them, "Well, then leave. Well, then you must be the problem."
No one is fucking saying that. And if they are, I want to see the screenshots of that. Call them out. Call them out.
Show us the receipts.
Yeah, and Alyssa left, right? But I completely like support her in that. Like she could either sit there and expose everybody, that every creep that's messaged her, or she could just leave and not deal with it. And that's respectful too, to me. Like, you know, it's case by case. She's not the only girl that gets harassed in Godzilla groups, I'm sure.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And it's not just Godzilla groups either. It's literally
any
fandom. In the comic book fandom, I pissed a guy off, you know, and he like tried harassing my wife, and it's like, you know, he like looked up my profile and somehow found out my information, and that was really creepy. And guess what I did? I reported him. I reported him to the admins. I filed a police report. I did all this other crap. So it's like, yeah, it happens, man. It's any fandom, and that's an unfortunate reality. But if we want that to change, then we have to be the change that we want to see.
Right. Trying to think if Matt really says anything else of
he says like I would go to the part where he tells people to come talk to him.
Yeah, that was like towards the end, I think. Let's see.
Or just being gross and weird. And if that happens, if you're watching this and that happens to you, you come talk to me, or you talk to Caston. We'll be at our table as much as we can be. And our table is and always has been a safe space. You feel uncomfortable, come talk to us. If you feel like you don't really want to make a fuss, you just need to vent, come talk to us. If you feel like you can't talk to like a volunteer, for example, you know, the responsible thing to do is to tell a volunteer. But if you feel like that's not enough, come talk to us and we'll make sure it gets run up the chain. We'll make damn sure that people know what's going on. I'm really looking forward to the event. I'm looking forward to seeing people, you know, and sharing this experience with everyone. It is a community, and a community is supposed to make people feel safe. And there are people in this community who do not make people feel safe, and that is unacceptable. We're not going to erase that, but we can't keep an eye out for it. And we can protect those who get targeted by these people.
Okay, so like I said earlier, I did mention and said that, oh, it came off like a threat. Like listening to it again, it doesn't come off that way. And I think, it's really sincere what he's offering and nice, so if people do need someone to go and talk to, like, I'm sure he will actually be there and actually do something about it. And that's really nice of him. But yeah, our main issue with this video was, and we skip past it, but he brings up being straight and white like so many times. And it's just ridiculous. Like,
and it's just
I'm sure straight white guys, like some of them, probably are the problem, but you can't just generalize and say, oh, straight white guys are the problem. Like, I'm sure there's examples of it, but
absolutely. And obviously, like, it does happen. Obviously, there are a vast minority of people that are like that. But I guarantee you that if you were somehow a sentient AI that could somehow find out every single identity of every like predator that's at G-Fest in the building, you would be shocked. If you think that they're all straight white guys, there is no restriction.
Right.
It's a personality problem. It's a behavioral, psychological, mental illness. And that's not bound to just one very niche group of people, So I like I said, I think if you just took the beginning and the ending, I wouldn't have any qualms with this video at all. If you just had the first part and the last part, it's perfect. It's like, he's sincere. He's offering the olive branch to help others. He's kind of showing that kind of action that we need to see. And I think that's like, obviously he's a good guy. He's got good intentions, but some of the things he said are quite frankly problematic and dangerous.
Right. I guess we did skip the part where he said like we need to work on it and that kind of thing, but it's pretty much we've covered it now. It's not it's just humans in general. This is always going to be a problem. It's not like something Godzilla fans can just fix. The only thing that you can do is come forward, and that's like the theme of this video. If you know these people, come forward, or come forward to someone like Matt. Maybe he will expose them or get them removed, or come forward to us, or just come forward. Let those people be exposed. Show so the world can know who they are and why they were removed from a group or a community, whatever. That about covers the videos that we wanted to talk about, but there was one more thing. We did say we'd be covering some stuff that Charles had gone through in the community. So like a serious toxic fan right here, a real they think they're a real badass.
yeah, super intimidating. So I'm actually messaging Ben Bailey right now. He's a moderator of the Real Kaiju Collectors group and was of the previous Kaiju Collectors group.
Is he gonna come on, or
no? I was asking him about if I could share the screenshots from
Oh, gotcha.
That's the takeover.
Okay.
So and I have no problem dropping names. I am completely aware that a lot of people probably are not. I say a lot, probably like 2 or 3 people are not going to want anything to do with me at G-Fest, and that is completely okay. We don't have to be friends with everyone. So I have no problem with dropping names here. Kaiju Collectors Group, had, how many members was it, Devin? It was like 5,000 or 6,000 or something or more.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's go take a look here.
Yeah, it was
well, I just doxed myself. That's me right there, Devin Cordero. But
it was
Kaiju Collectors Group. Did they change the name of it yet?
I don't think so. A lot of people left though after the takeover.
Yeah. Nothing's coming up. Maybe they...
Oh, you got banned. Same. No, so yeah, it was a big group, man. So Thomas started that group. Adrian Settle was one of the original people involved with the formation of the group. Eric Stolp, Bearded Kaiju Reviews, right? That's his channel, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, so they Eric was not like, he was not there in the beginning. And oh yeah, Ben Bailey, of course, was there in the beginning as well. But Eric kind of came in later on, and basically Adrian wanted to make the group into Monsters with Attitude. He wanted to make it into his own thing and kind of like promote his stuff and all that. Ben Bailey,
Monsters with Attitude being his own channel, so he wanted to take a Facebook group and kind of use it as an advertisement for his YouTube channel. Yeah,
and he wanted to change the name of the group too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and they voted on it. I'm still waiting on Ben to see if he has some screenshots still. But basically, they voted to not change the name. They voted to keep it the same way that it was. There was some problems between them. I remember specifically at G-Fest last year, which I was there, Thomas Lee and Adrian Settle. It was very weird. Like, they didn't really want to talk to each other, didn't want to be around each other. And Adrian was like vocally not happy with the decision to keep the name to Kaiju Collectors. And Eric Stolp was an antagonist in the screenshots, telling Adrian to just take over and change it anyways and screw them, you know. So that's what Adrian did. Thomas Lee and Ben Bailey, and if anybody knows Thomas Lee, is the best admin on the planet. That guy is so active in everything.
He's such a wholesome dude.
He's amazing, yeah. And he's always doing theme weeks. I mean, just so active in the community. Mm-hmm. And Thomas and Ben had been building up that group for so long. And one day, Adrian just booted them out because he was an admin and he took over the group. So that's a little backstory. Something that Thomas and Ben had built for, like, I think it was over 5 years, gone. Just like that, because of Adrian Settle and because of the encouragement from Stolp. So anyways, all that happened. I was still in the group. I commented on the post, and I was just asking because there were all these accusations about Thomas and Ben, you know, being toxic and all this other stuff, and that we didn't know the whole story. And me, Christopher Clavero, a bunch of other people commented and said, tell us your side of the story.
And let me just pause you right there real quick. Guys, you might be listening to this and just thinking like, oh, this is just stupid Facebook drama. This isn't like toxic Godzilla fans or anything like that. Just wait to the end of the story. Just wait. Like, it sounds like it's over pretty much nothing, just bickering, fighting over Facebook group, right? But just wait to the level it gets to.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to create the context to show why the emotions in this upcoming exchange may have been heightened. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, we all asked, you know, show us some evidence, and I was one of the people that commented that. And this person, and I will present here, I think you're going to have to give me, let me choose entire screen. We'll do this one. I think we'll have to give me Parmesan, or at least allow it to come up. This person messaged me. This is the wife of Eric Stolp. Like I said, I have no problem saying names. I am not insulting these people. I am literally going fact by fact. So this is literally what happened. This person messaged me after my exchange about why did you kick out Thomas? Tell us your side of the story.
I can. I'll read the messages for you when you're ready.
Yeah. And she started getting like really aggressive towards me in the comments, and then I got banned from the group. And this message was after I was banned from the group.
Hey, fat fuck! Leave the group if you don't like it.
Yeah. All right, keep reading, man.
Yeah, you said, show me the proof. The proof will be at G-Fest. Come find me, with the middle finger and winky face emoji. Yep, you seem like the kind of person who would take the side of the bad guys in this situation. And yeah, totally. That sounds exactly how I would spend my time at G-Fest. Laugh my ass off. She said, true villain. No worries. I know what you look like. I watch it all. I wish you were capable of actually providing a real argument and not just throwing insults. What do you watch? Not quite understanding with all the typos. All you guys will know what's coming.
Will not know what's coming.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. All you guys will not know what's coming. Revenge is my favorite. So just real quick, she's talking about in...
Don't forget these last...
I know, yeah. Just real quick, she's talking about in the context of being at G-Fest. She's saying, revenge is my favorite. LOL. Thanks for all the screenshots of vague threats. It's very appreciated.
Yeah, and
you welcome,
probably
you fat, ugly F of a man.
Probably shouldn't say that and get demonetized, but
right.
Yeah, so this is what she messaged me. And putting my money where my mouth is, I reached out to Mike Ross. Well, actually, Mike Ross reached out to me because I made a post about this in my groups. And I just made a post saying that this type of behavior will not be tolerated in my groups. If somebody harasses you, send me screenshots and they will be banned promptly. I do not put up with this kind of stuff in any of my communities. But yeah, so, you know, I posted about it and everything. And then Mike Ross reached out to me. Everyone knows Mike Ross, the champ. And Mike Ross told me to contact the committee, the G-Fest committee, because apparently Mike Ross had also experienced a similar exchange with this individual. And yeah, so I reached out to the G-Fest committee and they put me into direct contact with JD Lees, who is, if anybody doesn't know, the guy who like organizes it. And I sent him this email. I said, I hope you are well today, and I'm perhaps even more excited for this year's G-Fest than last year's, blah, blah, blah. This is an event where we should all feel safe and comfortable. With all of this in mind, there was a recent exchange that happened online. I was advised by Mike Ross to reach out to you. And I gave the background about what happened with that group. When a person I did not know started to attack me and led to threats of violence, I will include the entirety of the conversation here so you can get some context. When Mike Ross saw the exchange and my subsequent post complaining about the screenshots I'm sharing here, he expressed that this individual was bullying him at the 2023 G-Fest, and what she says here is even more alarming. Here are the screenshots. The direct messages were sent by Carrie after I defended Thomas Lee and Ben Bailey. G-Fest is a place where I want to truly have the time of my life, as I have in the past, and this is all very concerning. Top of this, the slurs she used are also unacceptable. And I said I was worried her and her husband would attempt some type of physical altercation at G-Fest. Coupling this behavior with how she treated Mike Ross last year, it's all very worrying. I want G-Fest to be a safe escape for all members of the fandom. I'm not sure what exactly can be done, but I knew I should tell you and inform you of what is happening. And JD Lees responded and said, I'll forward your message to the G-Fest committee, which is funny because I had already talked about it and sent them screenshots. There will be security at G-Fest and certainly threats and or violence will not be tolerated. If you have any more info, please feel free to send it my way. Thanks, and hope to see you in July. JD.
So what did the actual like G-Fest committee say? Did they say anything?
They just asked for the screenshots and the story behind what had happened, and I sent them all of that. And I spoke with, I think 2 out of the 3 responded, and 2 out of the 3 basically told me to send it to this email and to address it to JD.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, look, there you go. That it just goes to show, like, if it is in that situation at G-Fest, like, they are reachable people. They're not like some celebrity status you can't talk to. Like, you can voice your grievances and they will be heard and considered, you know. And like, that's just an example of like how you should handle it if you are wanting to take that route. Let people know. Charles made a post. He let everyone in that community know that was willing to hear him out. And so they all know, and then the people at G-Fest know.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, that's it.
That's what you have to do. And the thing is too, is that like, it's just like filing a police report in a way, because it's like, sure, nothing is going to happen right now, right here, but you have that paper trail that you've built, that evidence that you've built. So if it does come to the point where something really awful does happen, you're going to have the evidence to back it up, that it's, you know, not just this one circumstance, but a series. And that'll just strengthen your case. That'll just even strengthen the repercussions for the individual that's doing it. So, you know, don't be afraid to take a stand and to speak out about this kind of thing. Because if you truly, just imagine how it made you feel, and then ask yourself if you're willing to let others feel that way. And if the answer is no, then take actual action and try to prevent it from happening to others.
Right. Yeah. And you're just, you know, you're a prime example of that. Like, if anyone can speak to it, it's you. Like, you have spoke to it, and you've put forward a good argument for people to actually chew on and think about, instead of just saying like, oh, this is a problem and that's it, you know. yeah, we know there's a problem, you guys. Thanks for that information. Like, very enlightening. Like, how about do something about it? And yeah, like I said, you're a good example of like how to do shit about it. So, you know, I appreciate you coming on, sharing your story about that. And
and Devin's going to be part of my security at G-Fest. He's going to be one of my bodyguards. So
yeah, watch out, you guys. I'll bust you up.
No, Edwin, I swear, is looking for trouble. Right. Edwin cracks me up, man.
No, we're a total. What was that meme of the dude that was like, "We're a totally peaceful racist group" or something like that?
I don't
remember.
The
dude speaking and like politics or whatever, he said something like that. It was pretty funny. But
no,
we're not looking for any trouble. And also, I should have prefaced this before you showed the screenshots of what she had said to you. Do not go and attack her, because if you're watching this and you go do that, you are no better than her. You know, like,
exactly.
Charles handled it really responsibly. You know, he just was like, okay, can you actually answer my question instead of attacking me? Like, you know, maybe provide evidence, tell me why you're feeling like this. And she obviously did not want to go that route. So Charles just routed it up and, you know, just handled it responsibly like an adult. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and this was somebody in the fandom who's also not a man.
Right. Yeah. And that's a girl right there. Coming from a girl to a straight white guy. Charles is a poor victim. We are starting a GoFundMe.
God, I mean, I'll take donations. What am I saying? No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, yeah. I really don't want, like, I know I am going to be a little bit paranoid. I know that I shouldn't, but like,
oh yeah, even having you on and we're talking about this now, I'll probably even be a little paranoid too, but they're probably not even going to come. And if they are, we'll probably walk right by them. They won't even recognize us anyway.
Yeah, but no, I've made a lot of enemies this past year, Devin. I know Leslie doesn't like me either. So
no.
Yeah.
I got enemies, got a lot of enemies.
Yeah, I know. I don't know, man. I just like, I have no problem calling it out and just saying like,
that's what happens when you have a voice and you're not a sycophant. But
yeah, just can't have a soft skin, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Leslie, what happened with him?
With Leslie?
Yeah.
We'll
just last little story, and then we'll wrap this up.
He was being an asshole to Gonzalo. You don't remember that?
No.
He was live streaming when it happened too, and Helmy was like messaging me and saying he looks pissed because he was watching him live. Like he was like doing this live, like
Arguing with him or something?
arguing with me. Yeah, no,
Oh.
like Leslie. When Leslie and I got into our back and forth, he was streaming on Cam, I think,
Right.
and Helmy was watching Cam, and
Yeah.
he could see Leslie responding to me, and every time he would read my messages, he gets so mad. But yeah, no, I mean it was the most.
So Leslie was mean to Gonzalo, and that's why you're messaging him, and y'all had a fallout.
Oh, it was all in the comment section on a post. Yeah, he said, I can't even really remember what he said. Oh, I know what it was. Gonzalo corrected him because he said something about like Leslie mislabeled. I mean, this is really common with him, but he like gave credit to the wrong sculptor or the wrong company for some kit or something that he had, and you know how Gonzalo
hit him with that.
Gonzalo was like, actually. Yeah. And Leslie was like, he just said some like dickish, mean fucking response. And, you know, because he's very egotistical and everything. And I know I've heard from AJ, I've heard from everyone. That's just his personality. I don't give a fuck, man. It's like, he's still an egotistical asshole. Like, it might be his personality. You might be fine with it, but I'm not. And,
I don't know him.
Yeah, and anyway, so he my tame comment, I kind of like took 5 minutes before I replied because I was trying to like, I wanted to say something a lot meaner, but I just said, I have a genuine question. Why are you such a dick? And that's how I started off the conversation.
Yeah,
you know, and yeah, no,
that'll do it.
Yeah, no, and he just kept talking about how.
You're a toxic fan, Charles.
I know. He kept talking about how he like had so many fans and all this other shit. And it got to a point where like I realized that it was just so the debate was going nowhere. Because I was just trying to tell him like, no, you are genuinely, and not just to Gonzalo, but to multiple people, you are genuinely an asshole to them. Like you do make comments that you come off as a total prick, and you know that you do. And you know, it's the common behavior of a narcissist to be like, oh, I was just joking. I was just joking, man. I called you a fat fuck, but I was just joking. Like, I don't know you. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you don't joke like that with strangers. See,
yeah, he
new guy comes into work, you're gonna call him a fat fuck. Like,
yeah, like yeah. He knows what he's doing with his comments and the things that he says. Yeah. And you know, first thing I did was I actually did some math for him because it didn't seem like he was really able to do it himself. So I took like how many videos he's released and how many years, because he was talking about like, you know, I've been doing YouTube for so many years and all this other crap. And I averaged his views for him and was like, okay, cool. I've been doing videos for over 10 years and you average like 1,000 views a year. Congrats, dude. That does not make you an authority on any subject, period. Like,
I mean, even PewDiePie isn't a authority on any subject besides maybe like being a famous YouTuber, you know.
Yeah,
maybe
and then
take his advice on that. But
yeah, and then your first video that you did, you had your Godzillas on a trash can. You were standing them on a trash can outside. Like, dude, I could talk crap about like the quality of his stuff all day. It's never been for me. I know some people like it. That's fine. It's not for me. This is just my opinion.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I watched his videos. I was like, damn, those are huge Godzilla figures. I just want articulated ones though. So
yeah, but no, but he, he just kept saying how he was so much smarter than me. Says the truck driver. Kept saying like all this other stuff. Like he started going to insults, and a good rule about any debate is that the first person that goes into insults is the one losing. So always keep control if you're in a debate and they start hurling insults because you've already won. Right. But yeah, he started like, calling me stupid, all this other stuff. So I just started sending a screenshot of the definition of narcissist to him. And I just kept everything he said. I just reply with that screenshot. I did it like 6 times before he blocked me because it was just going nowhere. Yeah, he blocked me. Yeah. But
all right, I know I'm gonna PM this video with the timestamp.
Sure, go ahead. I don't care. Maybe he'll be on a podcast again, and he'll be all fucking angry and angry texting in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, all these people we talk about, like Matt Frank or Kaiju Kim, Leslie, like I'd gladly, this isn't much of a show or a channel really at this point. It's only 700 subscribers, but I'd gladly have them on and go talk to them if they disagree with anything I've said,
Yeah,
So.
I do not get angry in any type of like debate. So I 100% Leslie. I don't like you, but we can talk. I can talk with people I don't like. It's actually one of my best skills. So we don't have to agree on anything, and we can still have a conversation that's actually healthy.
So that's why you came on.
What do you mean?
All right. Well, yeah. So we've been going for an hour and 35, and I feel like we've had like a lot of productive conversation. Really, no dead air. It's probably going to be an entertaining video, I hope. So if you guys like it and you want to see more kind of stuff like this, just give it a like, say what you think in the comments. And Charles, I really enjoyed doing this. So maybe next time we could just do it like about figures or something else. So
we should do like a deep dive into the kaiju collectors incident. I think that would be fascinating.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, it's like a kind of drama channel. Let's go.
Yeah. Ben, all the team. Ben said that he doesn't care if we share the screenshots, but he wants me to ask Thomas first.
Okay, so yeah,
I don't
maybe
think
next time.
Thomas won't care. I
yeah.
Can do that right now. But yeah, it would be really cool, dude, if we like created a timeline of events, like the Penguin Zero style thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that we can review every single Leslie Chambers kaiju review.
That video alone would be like
bro, I'd have content for 10 years. Let's go.
It would be like the longest video in YouTube history, man. and the most times that somebody says yes in a video as well.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey Leslie, I got no beef with you personally. I don't know you, but hey, Charles my boy, so fuck you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but all right guys, this has been Action Creature video, like I guess a podcast. So hope you all enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next one. Hopefully I'll review something soon. It's been a while. Charles, thank you.
Same.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night, y'all.